SaharaTV, you're welcome back. Wait from the Nigerian elections, on the slight refractory, we are looking at Ghana, neighboring Ghana. In Ghana, 2 weeks ago, there was a demonstration protesting a massive energy crisis, among other issues, a failing economy and all of that. Last week, there was a follow-up demonstration in the second largest city, Kumasi, to be followed up yet again by some sort of a boycott of the president's State of the Nation address in Parliament by the opposition New Patriotic Party, who sat in absolute silence as the president delivered his speech. With us in the studio today to look at that issue is the New York representative of Ghana's biggest opposition, Mr. Clemente Afriyie. Also reaching us on the line is the New York representative of the ruling National Democratic Congress, Mr. Jibrila Momoni, who would offer some form of rebuttal to the issues that Mr. Clemente Afriyie will raise in the studio today. You're welcome to SaharaTV, Clement.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so last 2 weeks, Wangbo means we're dying.
Yes, of course.
And there was a demonstration in the national capital. What was that about?
Yeah, as you said in your introduction, you made mention that the economy is bad and the Ghanaians are really dying.
I did not say that, though.
You were just trying to,
yeah.
Yes. That's the essence of the demonstration, because indeed Ghanaians are dying. Beginning when NDC came to power since 2009, as at now, electricity bill has increased by more than 90%. Water has increased. Meanwhile, the average salary is almost 10%. They have seen only 10% increase. So looking at the economy and the prices of goods and services clearly shows that the Ghanaians are dying, even though they claim that they have provided more electricity, more water than any other government. Meanwhile, people cannot afford them because the bills are so high. That's what MPP is protesting. And now looking at the energy crisis, Ghanaians receive only 12 hours of light, and they go off darkness for more than 24 hours. And this has even extended to the industrial areas. So the economy is really, really in big crisis right now. That's why MPP said that, well, let's let people know that what is going on is not good. And even, what I can even say right now is that it's not just the MPP. Look at if you look at the history from 2013 as at now, this government has received a lot of agitations. Look at the labor unions, Ghana Medical Association, Trade Union, Nurses Association.
There is talk that the NPP is behind all of those agitations.
That's what they will say. But the NDC tend to forget that when they are not paying the nurses, is MPP in government right now? If you don't pay somebody, the person will be bound to hit the street. And then remember that it's not the MPP. It's rather Ghanaians. Ghanaians are suffering. If a nurse has worked for 2 years without pay, what do you expect? Okay,
so now let me take you on this tangent.
Okay.
The demonstration was essentially organized by the NPP.
The Wambo demonstration, yeah. We are dying, was really organized by the NPP.
Okay, but the Yabre, which is the second one,
it's Movement for Change. It's a different group of people.
We saw your vice presidential candidate and some top brass of the NPP.
That doesn't mean that it's NDC who organized.
I'm not saying it was. I'm just asking you.
Yeah, they are all Ghanaians, so they are at liberty to join them. Yeah, so the Movement for Change was in an NPP. This really clearly shows that the Ghanaians are suffering.
What was the turnout like for both demonstrations?
Yeah,
normally, people would judge the success of a demonstration by the numbers.
Yes.
What was the numbers like?
Yeah, the numbers were like millions, because a lot of people...
Millions?
Yes, I would say more than 1 million.
Really?
Yes, because they won't give you the... NDC will come out and say that, oh, it's only 18 people. But look, if you look at the picture, if you really watch the video, you saw the number of people who really turn out.
Both demonstrations,
for both demonstrations.
Okay, now I've heard some in the NDC actually praise the demonstration. They've said, oh, yes, you have the right to demonstrate and make your voice heard. is it a case of have your say and we'll still have our way, as you claim they say, yeah, in
That's what has
Ethiopia,
been going
we're
on.
not listening to anybody?
You see, that's the track, the soundtrack. Here in Ethiopia, we are doing what we want. And they clearly, look at what Greenstreet said during the Congress, the secretary for CPP. He told them point blank that do whatever you want to do. Ghanaians are dying. Ghanaians are suffering. You are suffocating them. So it's not the NPP who have seen what is going on in the economy.
But I've also heard the president ask for ideas from the opposition, which is a legitimate duty for any opposition. Have you preferred any solutions at all?
Yeah, that's the point I was about to come in. Good that you asked that question. The current the presidential candidate, vice presidential, Dr. Bawumia, has given them, because he was an economist, he was a deputy bank of governor when MPP was in power. He has given all the possible solutions that he can offer. Meanwhile, these MPP people who always come on air to insult him. I remember one time the deputy communication minister, Phyllis Ofosu-Kwakye, said that he even, Bawumia is a disgrace to his family for just giving him ideas. So what else do they expect us to do again?
At this point, let's cross to Jibrila Momoni, who is the New York rep of the National Democratic Congress, on Skype right now. You're welcome to SaharaTV, Jibrila.
Thank you very much, Missy. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
So I believe that you've been listening in and you heard most of what your colleague here has put forward. What's your reaction, a general reaction to everything
I have.
he said so
I would
far?
like to say good morning to your listeners and to my colleague in the studio.
Okay.
You asked him a question on whether or not they organized the Wangbo demonstration, and he said yes, it was the MPP. But I thought the MPP said it was a national demonstration and that they were joining, and that they were inviting everybody else to join. So I don't know of MPP organizing the Wangbo demonstration. But that not being said, he said about 1 million people. Al Jazeera counts them as about 500,000. But that's just by the way. I would like to put it to my colleague in the studio that if, when they came to power in 2000, in the year 2000, and every other year, they added at least 50 megawatts of power to the power generation of the country, we wouldn't have been facing the problem we are facing today. The president has said, and he has continued to say, that he will fix the crisis. If you heard him recently in the State of the Nation address, he said he's not going to manage it like it's been done before. He's not going to manage it. And over the years, we have managed it. We have managed the power crisis in short term. This time, we are going to fix it. We are going to make sure it never occurs again.
How do you propose to do that, Jibrila?
I think we have, you see, that is one of the main critiques we have had as a party to the NPP, or as a people that belong to the other side of the aisle to the NPP. We have laid down the procedures as to how we are going to fix this problem by sometime in April, July. This problem should be fixed.
It's not the first time we've heard this, Jibrila. What makes it different this time? We've heard the president say that several times. The president has, one second, Jibrila, one second. The president has actually set up a Ministry of Power, separate from the Ministry of Energy.
Exactly.
And we still keep hearing we're going to fix it. What exactly is in place to solve the crisis?
You see, what the president was looking at then when he said those timelines was, we were waiting for the Abuazi, the oil, the gas to start flowing. The gas has started flowing, but we have a problem. We have a problem being that some of the barges are down. The gas cannot power them. We are waiting for VRA to give us the go-ahead so we can power them. For example, when you go to the Abuazi area, Tiko is down, for example. If those barges come up on stream, we are looking at about 165, we are looking at almost 650 megawatts of power to be added to the national grid. But all these things are down, and then engineers are working around the clock to make sure they come back on. Other than that, we have signed agreements with a company in Turkey that is bringing us almost about 450 to 500 megawatts, which should be in Ghana sometime by April, and as well in Dubai also. we should get all these things to come in. And when they do come in, the energy crisis should subside.
Okay.
But Kwesi, you should pay attention to a very critical thing in Ghana. You see, we are the majority of our power comes from hydro. It means that we have been overly reliant on water over the years. The moment it doesn't rain, then there is a problem. So this year there was a problem with the rains, and that is why the energy crisis has gotten to the extent to which it has gotten to. But I'm not going to say that we have to always wait on the rain to come. This is not an NDC problem. It's not an MPP problem. This is a problem we must all put our heads together and then fix it.
Well stated. Let's move forward, Jibrila. So let's look at the demonstration itself.
Yes.
What is your reaction to the demonstration? Ghanaians, I know you just listed all these wonderful things, all these wonderful plans you have. Truth of the matter, though, is that a lot of Ghanaians are complaining about the power crisis, about the falling CD, about the dwindling economy. What is your reaction to the demonstration? Are Ghanaians justified to voice their frustrations?
People have been justified anywhere in the world at all to foster their frustrations towards government whenever they feel disaffectionate from what government is doing. So I have no negative posture to the demonstration that they had, but we asked them for a solution. We said, you are embarking on a demonstration when we have laid down a timetable for us to fix the energy crisis. Now that you want to embark on a demonstration, can you please give us a solution to the problem? Since it looks as if you have the solution to the problem, give us a solution. But this is a party that has no solution to the problem, because if they did, they would have done it when they were in power. My friend is seated in the studio. Ask him, since they came to power from the year 2000 till they left in 2008, how many megawatts did they add? Zero.
Okay, all right, let's move forward. I have a few more questions to throw in. So some school kids joined the demonstration.
Yeah.
And the teachers were penalized for allowing the school kids to join the demonstration. And your party has come out to defend the teachers who did that. Don't you think, though, that we should protect kids from stuff like that?
I'll answer that question, but before then, let me a quick rebuttal.
Quick one, because our time is
what
fast going.
Jibril just said. Jibril said that since MPP has been in power since 2009 we are up to 2001 to 2009, we didn't even add a single megawatt of power. But let me tell you something. When the energy crisis started, that was between 2006 and 2007. We started with the thermal emergency plant. That gave us almost like 120 megawatts. We had the mines reserves.
Stick a pin. Was that the greatest idea, though, being as a thermal actually uses diesel, which is a hard-earned commodity for Ghanaians? Was that the smartest idea?
The point is under the circumstance, because it was an emergency situation. So we needed to do something to manage the situation. So we started with those thermal plants. And then he was even saying that we haven't done anything. But let me ask Jibril.
You brought generators. Those generators right now we've given about
hang on, Jibril.
We started with the Buidan. What is the state of the Buidan? Buidan, when we started, by now, the Buidan should have been completed by now. And that alone should have been giving us almost 400 megawatts. We started with the Abuazi thermal plant. That was expected to give about 200 megawatts. So looking at all these things, and ask them where are the state of those projects? Where are the state of those projects? They abandoned all of the projects, and they keep coming to us, offer us alternative. I want Jibril to go back to the handing over notes. What we gave to them on the energy crisis, what we did, and what needs to be done. They abandoned the project, and now they are coming back to us.
Okay, so now to my substantive question.
Yes, this is a situation under the GS law. When a child or a student is in your care, we are not supposed to leave the student until the instructional hours are over. So for allowing the student to demonstrate, for me, the teachers didn't do well on that. But looking at this situation, at times it's become difficult controlling students. And then I don't believe the teachers allow them to go and join the demonstration.
You think they did so on their own?
The students or the children sneak out.
Okay, let me go to Jibril also.
Yeah.
Jibril, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the vice presidential candidate for the NPP, has actually offered certain suggestions for ending, certain, some of these issues. Are you impressed? Are you going to listen to Dr. Bawumia?
It's not about whether we are going to listen to Dr. Bawumia. It's about whether we are already doing what Dr. Bawumia is asking us to do. I think that is the question we need to answer. What Dr. Bawumia has been putting forward, be it how to handle, to go about the economy, is something that the government has already put forward and the government is working towards. We are working towards those things to achieve them. So, and sometimes when Dr. Bawumia is coming to give these lectures based on the economy, he looks at the order. He does these things by picking some sectors of the economy and then doing the analysis on and leaving some of which makes the whole thing looks as if the economy is in shatters. It makes it look like the economy is actually heading towards the downstream. But you don't do that. You don't do analysis that way. You don't pick and choose what you want to do the analysis with. You take the whole thing in a whole and do your analysis with. We are doing what Dr. Bawumia is already asking us to do. We are doing that.
My time is eating up, and I see Clement
yes,
trying to make.
We are doing that.
But just one line, because I have one more question to ask before we
Yes. You were saying, Jibril just said that Bawumia just picked the sectors of the economy and make some analysis. But before the IMF, this current IMF, Bawumia said that looking at the state of the economy, the only form of remedy is a form of a bailout. They insulted him. And now
they went for an IMF.
Yeah, they are IMF. So I don't see where
before we go though, I want the reaction from both of you. First, perhaps you, Jibril.
Yeah.
Jibrila, the opposition sat in silence as the president delivered his State of the Nation address. Some of them actually had leaves in their mouths, signifying that they were not going to speak, they were not going to react. What is your reaction to that? Because normally your party actually has issues with the opposition heckling the president. This time they were mute. What's your reaction?
I don't. I actually do not have. I think it's a step in the right direction. I think we have outgrown that stage where when the president is speaking, you heckle, you make noise with anything he says. People don't hear what the president is saying. Some of us watching on TV don't have the benefit of hearing what the president is saying because you are making so much noise in the House of Parliament. Even school kids wouldn't do that kind of thing. So if they are quiet this time, and I think the majority spoke to them as to how they didn't like the heckling, and they agreed to it, and they said we would not heckle this time, but we shall be in black, we shall keep quiet, meaning we are more. And you heard the minority leader said that it wasn't because we were mesmerized by what the president has said, but because they decided not to heckle or not to respond. Yes.
Okay. All right. Your reaction, first of all.
Yes, I watched from what Jibril said, and I'm just adding something to it. It's not that they have decided not to talk or not to heckle the president. But what we have realized is this: it's the same old story. Things are far advanced. Things are on the pipeline. So that is the same thing that the president came to say it, because the same repetition. So
did you know what he was going to say before he came?
No, we didn't know. But
so
when
how
he came,
when
he started, then we realized that it's the same thing that they have been saying.
But isn't the duty of the opposition to keep the president on his toes, though? If you're going to sit quiet in Parliament, how is that going to work?
No, what the point
I am taking issues with what the minority leader said, because he said that they had decided not to heckle the president. Does that mean you are never, ever going to heckle the president again? He's always going to come to Parliament and have his way.
But the point is that for this, that's what the same thing that he's been saying all this while. Like the same thing that he was saying. So people were. That's why. We decided, allow him to say, because we don't even have time to discuss.
Thank you very much.
Because the same old story.
Thank you so much, Jibril Amumuni, for your time and your insights, and thank you so much, Clemente Afriyie.
Thank you.
We are looking forward to bring you the GH files after the Nigerian elections, and during that time, we definitely will have more of the two of you, I believe.
Thank you.
On the GH files on SaharaTV. Keep watching. This is SaharaTV. There's more coming.